Okay, part two of things that would send non-aortists into a coma. And with number four, so number five, coding patients with open cavities. Um, so occasionally, if you're doing like an open belly procedure, if the patient codes while you're doing the procedure, you have to go ahead and start CPR and everything, and you don't always have time to wait for them to close the belly. So it's an interesting thing to be doing CPR with the patient's belly open because the way that all the things move and sometimes there's like blood coming out and it's an interesting experience to say the least. Number six, I would cranies. So if you don't know what a cranie is, just Google a craniotomy or a craniectomy, but it's basically where we remove a section of the skull to get to the brain. They can evacuate hematomas that way, remove brain tumors, things like that. But I would say the majority of the population has never seen just like an open brain like that, and especially from, head traumas where there's brain matter coming out from like a skull fracture. It's not for the weak, for sure. I would say number seven, and this one is kind of so much some of these other ones, opening up a belly full of blood. Um, you, when you open up a belly and blood just comes pouring out, um, it's not really something that the first time you see it, you could be prepared for. Like I thought I had seen it and I knew what it would look like, but actually seeing it in person, like seeing just blood just pouring like a waterfall, like an overflowing sink out of a belly, it's it's an interesting thing to see if, for the first time. Number eight, I would say immediately avoiding a procedure because there's nothing we can do to save them. So sometimes we go in for like colon or bowel resections or things where somebody has like a tumor or some sort of cancerous growth in the belly, and we're gonna go in and try to salvage as much as we can. Or sometimes we're going in to do kind of like a thrombectomy because one of the main arteries in their belly is occluded and, their bowel is losing vascularity. And sometimes you go in there and the doctor looks around and says, it is far worse than what we expected. There's nothing we can do. And they immediately abort the procedure and close. And whenever that happens, there's kind of like this eerie feeling in the room because everyone just kind of goes really quiet and it's like, damn. And then number nine, foreign body removals. All I'm gonna say is if you're gonna put something up your rectum, make sure it's attached to something, please, because your rectum is like a vacuum. You will lose it. However, I have also seen foreign body removals from the urethra where people shove things up the urethra also.